Welcome to Education Today. I'm Sierra Ayers.
And I'm Brody Baker of Armstrong High School in the Armstrong School District.
Tonight we are talking about a group in our community that strives to help Armstrong County be lean, mean, healthy machines, as well as being a place of information in regards to different health-related topics. Healthy Armstrong, which stands for Healthy Eating and Active Lifestyle, Together Helping Youth, is the group that we are speaking with tonight.
Healthy Armstrong hosts a series of events that help keep Armstrong County safe and healthy, and many of those are held for the public, as well as different initiatives that take place in our district schools. With us tonight, we have Trisha Brice of Healthy Armstrong. Welcome to Education Today.
Thank you.
Would you please introduce yourself and your role with Healthy Armstrong?
My name is Trisha Brice. I'm the project coordinator for Healthy Armstrong.
What is the basic mission and purpose of Healthy Armstrong? Why is it a crucial organization for the time in which we live?
The mission of Healthy Armstrong is really to help families live healthy lifestyles through increased physical activity and improved nutrition. It is very crucial today. Obesity is actually been coined an epidemic in today's society. Specifically, Healthy Armstrong has been working with youth in prevention of obesity, not actually treatment. We get that question a lot. Are we treating individuals with obesity? And we're more geared towards prevention of obesity. So just the general public. Regardless of your weight status or anyone's weight status, it's still important to be physically active and eat nutritious foods.
Could you speak about where Healthy Armstrong got its start and where it's going now?
Okay. Local pediatrics office, Children's Community Pediatrics of Armstrong, the local pediatricians there noticed about 10 years ago that more children were coming into their practice with diseases related to obesity that are more commonly seen in adults, such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, things to that nature. So that triggered the pediatrics office to create this community collaborative that we now call Healthy Armstrong to work with the youth of the county and families in the county to improve their lifestyles in order to prevent this from occurring as frequently.
Of course, we want to highlight some of the things the schools are doing. What is going on in the schools with regard to wellness?
Stuff going on. All the different schools have their own projects. One of the upcoming things that I think is really interesting is West Hills Primary School coming up, I believe, in early 2016. We'll be starting, it's called Zero PE. Zero PE is a before school program where the students will be actually performing physical activity early on. So a lot of parents want to drop the children off at school early to go to work. And sometimes they just sit in the cafeteria or not do much of anything. So therefore, we thought it would be a great opportunity. Other schools have done this Zero PE philosophy, other places in the country. So they are going to have a physical activity performed in the morning before school. A significant period of time, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something to that nature, so that kids can be physically active before school. Studies show that being physically active in the morning or before academics can actually improve academics, so that's the hopes of that program.
I'm aware that there is a new grant recently received in regards to physical activity in the classroom. What can you tell us about that?
This grant's actually for our local Head Start program. We received the medical staff grant through Armstrong County Memorial Hospital. We will be using Spark PE, which is an evidence-based physical activity program to incorporate physical activity into the classrooms. We'll be doing a training and providing some equipment for the local Head Start agencies to use with that group of students.
Are there any other events that are held throughout the year?
Yes, Healthy Armstrong helps other organizations within our collaborative with different projects going on. Recently, every year we hold a hike and bike. We've done it in August, September, October. This year we held it in October. It was a rainy day, so we're hoping for better weather next year. It's just really basically to encourage families to use the Armstrong Trail for physical activity and to encourage families to be physically active together. Coming up in early 2016, there's also a healthy lifestyle extravaganza. They generally hold this at West Hills Primary School as well, and they are just highlighting some of the activities that are going on within the schools in PE class and things of that nature for families, so that the students can share with their families what they're doing in PE. Because physical education class is very different from what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago when their parents were in school. It's not just sports or things of that nature, but incorporating lots of different games and activities, and even things like a rock climbing wall. So really neat for the families to share in that experience.
How important is it to have support from legislative, corporate, and community leaders? And who are some other ones that have helped Healthy Armstrong become what it is?
Definitely very important. When Healthy Armstrong was brought together 10 years ago, they brought together the major community leaders in Armstrong County in regards to health. So the hospital, the local pediatrics office, the school district, the county of Armstrong, the foundation at the hospital, also UPMC Health Plan. They were a big financial partner. Having the biggest, some of the biggest health-related organizations at the table made it very easy for us to move forward, having everyone on the same page to get this initiative started and continued. It's been very successful over the years. We've had lots of funding to provide lots of education and equipment and different initiatives throughout the community, a lot of it focused in the Armstrong School District.
My understanding is that you're currently working with a TV production program here at Armstrong School District to develop a new series of videos. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. I'm so excited for this new project. In regards to trends of obesity, within the last 5 years, locally as well as nationally, we are seeing a trend that students are actually entering kindergarten with a higher BMI, body mass index, which is an indicator of weight status. They're actually entering kindergarten with a higher BMI than even 5 to 10 years ago. So we have decided to focus our efforts at the younger population. That's why we're working with Head Start. The videos are also in conjunction with that. The problem with the age group less than kindergarten is we do not have a candid audience. Right before, we've worked with the schools, so the children come to school and the teenagers come to school, and we can provide the services there, and those students can generally make their own decisions about health in some regard. Children less than 5, you really have to focus on targeting the parents. So the videos was an idea that was brought up at a meeting that we had work with that population. We're actually going to create the videos to be showcased at the local pediatrics offices, as well as local OBGYN offices for parents to be, hoping to catch that group as well. And we're so excited. So the video production students at Armstrong High School are going to produce the videos for us. We're going to be highlighting some local pediatricians on the videos, and we're going to learn about all different topics.
What is the value to these videos, and why are they important?
We really find it to be important because we have always focused a lot of our initiative directly with students, and it's important to incorporate the entire community. So we really hope to really focus these videos to catch the eye of parents and grandparents who are waiting in the waiting room with their children to see the physician, or maybe themselves seeing the physician. And really also, generally when we are sitting in a pediatrics office or any form of physician office, we think that the information provided in those offices is something that we can trust. So we find that showcasing the videos there, that parents will be more apt to rely on and listen to the information provided if it's their pediatrician on the video talking about a health-related topic.
Is there anything else in regards to these videos that you can tell us?
Absolutely. So some of the videos topics are already decided. One of the first ones we're going to talk about is physical activity. A lot of parents aren't aware of how much physical activity their children need. Other topics we're currently working on scripts for are limiting screen time, which is very important in today's day and age because screens are everywhere. 10 years ago, we might have said that the TV was the biggest contributor. I would say it's probably the least contributor now. It's more video games, more tablets, telephones, computers definitely are playing a bigger role than TV. So learning how to monitor the use of these in the household. Also, working on some nutrition topics as well. One question that we get often is about busy lifestyles and the use of restaurant foods and fast foods. We're going to talk about that. And as a dietitian, my favorite topic to discuss with parents, because it makes such a big impact, is the limitation of soft drinks in the household.
Okay, thanks so much. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with Armstrong School District's Education Today. When we return, we will be talking more with Trisha Brice about Healthy Armstrong and all that they do. Stick around.
All your professors, all of them, they know that all it takes is one dreamer with passion, one person, and they hope in each of you that you might be that one who makes a longer lasting light bulb, who writes music for the ages, who reaches into the mind and discovers a new star and who can change the world of a fifth grader. We're gathered here to hope in you.
I'm Indiana County Sheriff Bob Fyhawk. We're all proud of Indiana County, but we must be worried about the negative growth of drugs and alcohol abuse. It is the responsibility of all of us, parents, teachers, and community leaders, to provide the best possible education to our youth in the prevention of drug and alcohol abuse. The law is a deterrent, but education is still our best protection. Help keep Indiana safe and drug-free. For more information on how to talk to your kids about drugs and alcohol, go to the abovetheinfluence.com, brought to you by the Armstrong, Indiana Drug-Free Communities Coalition.
The brain is a remarkable organ. It's almost infinite in its capacity. Its ability to reach its full potential is limited by only one thing: the heart. For if the heart isn't fully engaged in what you're doing, if you have no drive, no passion, the brain will simply go through the motions. Find your success at Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
We're back with Armstrong School District Education Today. We're talking about Healthy Armstrong with Trisha Brice.
I understand that there are a variety of different ways that you can be contacted to find out everything that you need to know. What are all the ways that you can be contacted?
I would say the most informative way that you can find out about what's going on with Healthy Armstrong and what Healthy Armstrong is all about is our website. It's simply www.healthyarmstrong.com. We also have a Facebook page, a Twitter page. We have Pinterest, believe it or not. I also am available by phone and email. My email is Brice, B-R-I-C-E-T, @acmh.org for anyone who has any specific questions about Healthy Armstrong they can't find the information online for.
For a truly healthy community, behavioral and lifestyle changes are required. What are some of the challenges that people come up against when trying to make lifestyle changes for the better?
I would definitely answer this question based on my other job. Besides being the project coordinator for Healthy Armstrong, I am an outpatient dietitian at the hospital as well. I see lots of different barriers to change. One, most definitely, is desire to change. So wanting to make a lifestyle change is the biggest barrier. So once you decide you want to make a lifestyle change, being able to do it is pretty simple. So just realizing that you need to make a change and then making a change, being ready to make a change. Secondly, one of the things that's brought up by families most often is the time restraints to making lifestyle changes. Increasing physical activity requires time. Eating healthy or preparing healthy meals takes time. Planning healthy meals takes time. I definitely find those to be some of the biggest barriers.
What can they do to succeed against these challenges?
Most definitely, when it comes to finding motivation to make a change, is to find someone to make the change with you. It's much easier to increase physical activity if you plan to do it with someone else. So if I want to increase physical activity by going for a run after work, if I'm not feeling up to running after work, I might decide not to go. But if I plan to go with someone else before work, and it would be less likely to bow down and not go for a run if I had planned to go with someone else. So it's really good to use the buddy system when it comes to lifestyle change. In regards to time restraints, it's really finding what works for your family and making changes gradually. So instead of throwing out all of the convenience food in your house, never going to a restaurant, things to that nature, starting slow, cutting back. If you go to a restaurant 4 days a week now, cutting back to try to go only twice a week for a while, cutting back to once a week. If it's preparing meals at home, that is the challenge, looking for simple recipes. We do have recipes available on our website, and they're all basic ingredients, generally small amounts of ingredients and healthy. They've all been chosen by a group of dietitians to be showcased as healthy and simple recipes.
So childhood obesity is something that we've addressed in the past, and the state has pushed for strong regulations on many things. Can you speak to this?
Absolutely. Most of this in regards to childhood obesity is obviously with schools. We are seeing stricter regulations with all forms of schools, from Head Starts and elementary and high schools, mostly in regards to nutrition. So the regulations for school lunch have changed. The information is most definitely available online. There used to be a amount of calories that a child must receive in a school lunch, and now there's actually a limit. They can only have certain amounts. There's much more stringent regulations about fruits and vegetables and things to that nature. If your student belongs at the Armstrong School District and you have more questions about this, I would defer the questions to Lou Ann Fee, who's the food service director, and she is most definitely able to answer specific questions about what the difference in school lunch policy is now as opposed to 5 years ago.
Is there evidence that we are getting healthier since these initiatives began?
Locally, absolutely. Since Healthy Armstrong has started, we have been tracking what we call a Kid Minute. A Kid Minute is while children are being physically active or students being physically active, the teachers kind of keep track of how much time they're spent being physically active other than physical activity classes, PE classes, by taking the number of students in the classroom times the number of times the activity was performed times the amount of time that it takes, and we call that a Kid Minute. We've been collecting that data for almost 10 years. I believe this is the 10th year, and we've had a significant increase in the amount of time students are physically active in the classroom from the beginning of Healthy Armstrong to now. We are also have been monitoring the BMI data related to obesity. It's regulated by the state that we do so anyhow, but we have been watching it on our own to see what the trends are, and it's showing some signs of improvement, significant improvement. We might come back to that in a few years.
Why does physical activity seem to be harder to come by for today's children and families?
I think one of the things that I hear often is about safety. In different regards, having a safe place to play, feeling safe about leaving children in the backyard on their own. Also, I would say that there's a lot of barriers to physical activity because there's a lot of other things for children to do. There was not a cell phone, a tablet, a computer 25 years ago to distract children. There were less video games, less TV. Those things can consume a lot of time in the day, so makes less time for physical activity. Also, the shift in our society from one parent staying home and one working to a double working household leaves less time for the parents to be actively involved in encouraging the physical activity in certain regards. So making sure that children get the amount of physical activity can sometimes be a challenge.
What are some solutions for families who want to be more physically active but find it difficult?
Planning. So you most parents, when their children are in school, plan a time where the student should be performing their homework. You have planned times when you're going to have dinner. Planning physical activity just as if it's another important part of your regular routine. So you come home from school, you complete your homework, you have some form of physical activity before allowing the screen time. Other things is the limitation of screen time in and of itself. The recommendations is 2 hours or less per day of recreational screen time. This becomes even more challenging in the summertime when students are not in school to limit to 2 hours of, that is inclusive of a tablet, a computer, a television. As students, what do you think? Do you think that, 2 hours is a small amount of time to be on a screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the past, there's been some partnership with the YMCA. Is that still the case?
Absolutely. The YMCA has always been a great partner with Healthy Armstrong. Currently, they are running their own program where the students of the high schools in the Armstrong School District can go to the YMCA right after school and on school days and be physically active and use their facilities for free. That is not provided by Healthy Armstrong. It was at one time, but the YMCA has graciously donated this service to the community now on their own.
I think there are many who ask two big questions about a healthier lifestyle that involve two main parts of society. Those relate to healthier options at fast food restaurants and active video games such as Wii and Kinect for Xbox.
Are there fast food options really a healthier option for meals? For the pop drinkers out there, are diet drinks a healthier alternative for really better for you?
When in regards to fast food restaurants, they've made a lot of changes to improve some of their side options and things to that nature. There are definitely better choices to be made at fast food restaurants than there were in the past. It's still not recommended to use these as a healthy option for your family really frequently. The recommendation is once a week. Because even though in a kid's meal they may have improved the side options, doing milk or 100% juice, adding things like yogurt or fruits as the sides, we generally still have a fried or high-fat entree option, so we don't want to go overboard on those. In regards to the pop or soda, depending on where you're from, diet soda is a tool that you can use to limit calorie consumption in your day. It's definitely a better choice than a regular soda, but in regards to pop and soda altogether, it should be limited consumption altogether. So the number one beverage in your day should be water.
Can you tell us about the summer cooking classes that are offered?
Yes. In the past year, we had a small grant through the Community Foundation to provide some healthy cooking classes for families at the Katanning Library. We had several students ages 6 to about 11 that came to the library. They now have a kitchen at the library, along with their families. It could have been a mom, some grandmothers came, things to that nature. We prepared some of the recipes off the Healthy Armstrong website, along with some student volunteers that had helped me provide that. We also talked about why they were nutritious, and the children got to taste, and the families got to taste the foods. We had a really great response from this, and hopefully we can continue it into the future.
I'm sure the goals change from year to year. What goals do you have for the district and county this year?
Mostly the goals for this year are working with that younger population, the preschool age students and below, because of the change in obesity trends. Also, we've had a lot of education and tools and different things within the school district, the Armstrong School District, for elementary and high schools that are kind of sustainable, so they're continuing to move forward. So we're making our changes now with that younger populations, working with the Head Start group with the training and the facilities, and then also the videos that we're excited to work with the video production classes.
Is there anything else you'd like to add for the benefit of our viewers?
Just want to make sure that if you have any questions that you can definitely contact us, and make sure that you try to set goals for your own family to improve your nutrition or increase your physical activity.
All right, well, that's our show for today. I'd like to thank Trisha Brice of Healthy Armstrong for coming in to talk to us tonight. Our thanks go out to the TV production students of Armstrong High School, led by their teacher, Mr. Josh Mikolos. They were our film crew today. Please join us again next week for another look at Armstrong School District. Visit our website for updated information about the district, and have a great week.